video, we went ahead and did the inputs for the add conference room and add guest room. I did realize I forgot one thing up here. So where it says add conference room in our menu option, we do want to take out the add conference room. We want to actually call the method called add conference room. So next thing we want to do, we want to list all the rooms. So we're going to create a method called list rooms and go ahead and leave that there. Let's go ahead and now make a method called list rooms. So we're going to do private. We're going to stay within this one. We're going to not return anything. We're going to say list rooms. And I'm not going to specify what type of room. We're just going to go ahead and list all rooms. So we're going to do a for loop for each loop. And we're going to pull out one room at a time, as we're going to call them room. And we're going to pull them out of the rooms array list. And let's go ahead and for each room, we're going to do a sysout. And we're going to just print out room from the toString here. So let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and run this. We're going to we're going to add a room for guest. So let's go ahead and room number 101, room capacity 4, bookable true, room rate $59.99, bed count 2. Let's go ahead and add another guest room 102, room capacity is 4, bookable true, room rate $59.99, bed count 2. Let's make one more guest room. That's going to be room 103. This one's going to have room capacity of 8. It's going to be true. Room rate is 109.99. Bed count is 4. It's a big sweet thing. And let's add one conference room here. So the conference room number is going to be CONF1. Capacity is going to say 100. Bookable is true. Setup fee is going to be $150. And dining capacity is going to be, say, 50. We can fit half them. I'll say 25, a smaller room. Okay, so let's go ahead and do list all rooms. So there is our guest room, $59, our guest room, $109, and our conference. So it tells you what type of object it is, because if you remember in our toString for our various pieces of it, we put in the type of room. So for a guest room, we say guest, and for conference room, we say conference, and it prints out the various pieces that go along with it. So now we have a nice printout where we print out the rate and number of beds, and for dining capacity, we list that part. We probably want to put the room number there. So let's go ahead and go back into guest, and let's add at the very beginning here, room number. And let's go ahead and do a plus sign inside of there. And we're going to say, we got to figure out what the name of that one is. So let's go ahead and do a little poking around in here. Room number is actually stored at the parent level, and it is private. So room number is private. So we're going to have a getter for that part of it. So we're going to do public, and it's going to return a string, and it's going to be called get room number, and it's going to return this dot room number. Now, make sure I got the right piece of this. Copy. Oh, it's got to be returned. Got to return that piece out of it. There we go. And now from our child class, we can actually call get room number to get the room number out for that part of it. That looks good. I'm going to copy this, put it also into guest. We can get the room number for the guest piece, and puts in those weird backslashes. And now if I run this, now the bad part is when I run this, I actually lose all of my rooms. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 rooms here. I'm going to go ahead and do room number 101, capacity is 4, bookable true, room rate is, let's say, $49.99, bed count is 2, and conference room number CONFF1, capacity is 200, it is bookable, room setup is 150, and dining capacity is 45. And now if I list all rooms, now it's list the room number, the rate, and the number of beds. And for conference room number, conference room and the piece like that. So now we're printing everything out. Sounds good. We'll have to figure out what to do next.